On 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive. Right now on primetime, Labor Day crowds enjoying Georgia's great outdoors. Many leaving concerns behind about coronavirus, what the summer holidays could tell us about the weeks to come. A Metro Atlanta political race between a pair of candidates known to portray some memorable characters. Why both the incumbent and challenger say this is no laughing matter.
Yeah, we do one fundraiser, we set a goal, then we reach it, do another one, and then we plan the next one. We just kept going.
And women turning an ambitious dream into a reality for a little girl who already knows about overcoming the impossible.
11 Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
Welcome to the 9 o'clock hour here on this Labor Day. We begin tonight with some surprising new coronavirus numbers that are not exactly what they seem. Positive cases plunged to 608 today and 7 additional deaths reported. But that doesn't mean we've suddenly conquered the virus. Remember, we typically see lower numbers on Mondays, and the data is likely even lower due to the holiday weekend. Another reason is testing. It takes a few days before we get results, and the number of tests being administered continues to be very low. Hospitalizations are also down, but we still have more people currently being treated for COVID than we did right before July 4th. The concern from the top state officials is Labor Day weekend could lead to a surge in cases if people have not been social distancing, wearing masks, and avoiding large crowds. Joe Henke has more on how the recent holiday weekends impacted the state.
Health officials warned people ahead of Memorial Day and the 4th of July to wear a mask and social distance. Despite those warnings, though, in the weeks following each holiday, new COVID-19 cases spiked. We heard the same warnings last week, and we'll now have to wait and see if a similar post-Labor Day spike in cases happens. Today on the Beltline, people were out running and walking with a few masks in sight. At Sweetwater Creek State Park, no large crowds as families spread out and enjoyed the holiday. On Lake Lanier Sunday, estimates are at least 3,000 boats joined the Great American Boat Parade, which featured many President Trump flags. Georgia DNR reporting the boats were spread out, but few people wore masks. And this past weekend, high school football returned. At some schools, masks and social distancing were hard to find.
I just want to make sure that we're not doing this roller coaster repeatedly.
Dr. Amber Schmidtke, infectious disease professor at Mercer University, says there is some good news lately, but it was after Memorial Day when COVID-19 cases started to surge this summer.
People started to come out of their shell, so to speak, and think that life was okay again and you could go back to normal.
Governor Brian Kemp on Twitter last week mentioned a surge in cases after Memorial Day and the 4th of July, as he stressed the need for caution this holiday. In the week leading up to Memorial Day, state health numbers show there was an average of 734 new COVID-19 cases per day. That number then trended upward and more than tripled to an average of 2,458 new cases reported per day in the week before Independence Day. The average cases per day kept increasing for weeks until more recently trending downward. But last week, there was still an average of 2,051 new cases per day. Dr. Henry Wu, who oversees Emory Hospital's Travelwell Center, says now is still not the right time to gather in large groups.
The COVID epidemic to me is like a wildfire. If the conditions are right, it can flare up even when you thought you had it under control.
You'll find a breakdown of the very latest COVID numbers posted each day on 11alive.com. You can also check our special coronavirus section for more on Georgia's progress, flattening the curve. A woman, her mother, and brother all shot, 2 of them killed. Police say the victim's boyfriend pulled the trigger. He is now in police custody. Authorities tell us they found the 3 victims around 10:30 Sunday night at the Dunwoody Glen Apartments off Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. Again, that is a mother and her adult daughter and son, all shot, 2 of them killed. The third is being treated at Atlanta Medical Center. Investigators have not released any names or said which family members survived. You can check out the 11 Alive app for updates on that one. Developing now, the search for 2 Texas fugitives on the run after authorities say they were involved in a shootout with Georgia deputies. A blue alert has been issued for 29-year-old Donald Lee Potter and 47-year-old Jonathan Hosmer. That means they are considered armed and dangerous and may be a serious threat to the public. According to the GBI, Potter was pulled over in Dalton for driving a stolen trailer. During the stop, he fired several shots, injuring a Whitfield County Sheriff's deputy who was protected, thankfully, by his bulletproof vest. A second deputy returned fire, but Potter managed to drive off, later wrecking his truck and running off in the woods. Hosmer was spotted on home surveillance cameras, as you see here, in a subdivision not too far from the truck wreck. If you spot either man, please call 911 immediately. President Trump boasting about economic recovery during a press conference outside the White House today. The president calling the number of new jobs a record.
And we're rebounding much more quickly from the pandemic. The U.S. economy added 1.4 million jobs last month. We've added a record-setting 10.6 million jobs since May.
Businesses continue to reopen and rehire some laid-off employees, but recovery is far from complete. Friday, the Labor Department said the U.S. economy has only recovered half the 22 million jobs lost to the pandemic. It's now less than 2 months until the November election, and one contest in Atlanta's suburbs has an unusual twist. A Democrat who marched through the halls of the state capitol dressed as President Trump is trying to unseat a prominent Republican in the Georgia House. 11 Alive's Deb Richards has more.
When protests broke out regularly at the state capitol last year during debate over the heartbeat bill, Priscilla Smith was among those opposing it.
Dissent is patriotic.
When State Senator Nikema Williams was arrested during a protest in 2018, Priscilla Smith was arrested too. Now Smith is hoping her activism can fuel her candidacy for a seat in the state house.
It's very heartening to see people getting in the streets because they care. I hope they'll get in the voting booths because they care.
You are
the real Donna J. Trump. I'm not the president. I'm the president's worst nightmare.
This is how Smith appeared at the Capitol last year, calling herself the real Donna J. Trump.
I've got a big brain, the biggest, it's huge. I'm a very stable genius.
She even stayed in character for her mugshot after her arrest.
She was at the Capitol every day in the 2019 session, dressed in her character, alter ego.
She's facing Burt Reeves, a Marietta Republican who is one of Governor Brian Kemp's House floor leaders.
I don't know that many people who know her, and so I've never met her, But to answer your question, I'm absolutely taking this very seriously.
Smith says she has set aside Donna J. Trump for her mostly virtual campaign to flip the Republican seat.
I'm also a very serious candidate.
Is it fair for voters to judge you based on what they saw in the character you played?
I stand by what I've done, absolutely. Satire has a long history, like thousands of years of exposing fools for what they are.
You expect a serious race, and you expect her to be a serious candidate, I assume.
Absolutely. I am taking this race very seriously. I take nothing for granted.
It is a high-stakes election with Democrats trying to flip enough seats in the House to take control of it from Republicans. And yet this race also delivers some scarce levity to politics, not only from Smith as Trump, but from Reeves as well.
All right, y'all.
Who isn't afraid to put on Elton John glasses and get behind a piano and get into a character of his own.
Just a reminder, early voting starts tomorrow for the special election to fill the remainder of the late Congressman John Lewis's term. Election day is September 29th, but remember, this is only for voters in Georgia's 5th congressional district. There are 7 candidates. You can learn more about how this will all play out. Just head to 11alive.com. Our entire 11 Alive political team is working to bring a perspective on candidates and issues all throughout this important election year. If there is a topic you'd like us to cover, send us an email to whereatospeaks@11alive.com. The American Human Association estimates that 10 million dogs and cats are lost in the U.S. every year. Lifeline Animal Project, a group that has been working to end euthanasia of animals for the last 2 decades, is turning to technology to reunite lost pets with their owners. 11 Alive's Brittany Kleinpeter shares more.
If your pet ran away, would you know what to do?
Think of it like Google image search, but for lost and found pets. That's how Lifeline Animal Project describes the new facial recognition technology that they're launching in Atlanta.
It'll say, upload a picture of your lost dog, and you do that, and then the computer goes to work.
The nonprofit is partnering with Finding Rover to essentially create a database for all stray dogs and cats within a 200-mile radius of Fulton County.
Our system will scan all local shelters and show you matches that resemble your pet.
Using the website or mobile application, a user can upload a picture of any found or lost pet, and the free service will provide the top 10 closest matches to the photo.
It matches our shelter facility animals and matches anybody the public has uploaded. You know, if you find a little guy, even if you can just snap a picture of him in your neighborhood and upload him and say this dog is in the vicinity.
Lifeline Animal Project is the first shelter to use the technology in Atlanta and say they believe it will change the way owners and pets are reunited.
We have heard that some other shelters have been really successful in increasing the return to owner rates using every technology they can.
And that's not the only strides in technology that the shelter is making. They recently launched a text messaging service where anyone who has a lost pet or finds a pet can text 1-833-ATL-PETS to contact a shelter representative directly.
Well, your 11 Alive storm trackers have been watching that dry air filter in this holiday weekend, making for some nice, crisp mornings and warm, sunny afternoons. Well, coming up, we'll talk about the changes we're going to see this week and when you can expect the return of more of those pesky thunderstorms.
And don't forget, we're streaming right now on the 11 Alive YouTube channel. You can subscribe and join the conversation in the community section. More 11 Alive news in primetime coming up after the break.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
It seemed nearly impossible for a small local foundation to raise enough money to buy a house for a little girl in need. But then she'd conquered impossible before. Caitlin Ross shares how a group of women have spent the last 5 years making that little girl's dream come true.
She was bald completely, and she had a tattoo, a fake tattoo on the side of her head. And I was just like, this kid is amazing.
Cadence Fox is easy to love.
I was just thinking how lucky we were for just random strangers just to come out and say, hey, let's do this.
The Fox family met Brandy Angel and Jessica Davis as part of the Be the Change Foundation photo shoot. They put a little magic in the lives of sick kids by taking pictures of them dressed up like superheroes and princesses.
And at that point, I mean, we immediately knew they were going to be lifelong family.
Over the photo shoot, the photographers got to know the Fox family and their struggles. Cadence was 9 when she was diagnosed with an aggressive form of brain cancer. She was given just 6 months to live. The family had good health insurance, but fell into an incredible amount of medical debt trying to save Cadence's life.
I was unaware of the fact that medical debt is handled the way it is now, where it goes against your credit. We tried other organizations and foundations to get them help, and there just wasn't one that was able to help them. So I figured, well, why don't we just do it?
While Brandy and Jessica were figuring out how they could help the Fox family, Cadence was helping her own family stay strong through her fight.
I'm crying in tears as this lady's all in this hazmat outfit, hooking my daughter up to, chemicals and poison. And she looks at me and smiles at the corner of her eye as she's playing a video game and says, it's only chemo.
Cadence's determination gave Brandy and Jessica the confidence they needed to really make a difference in her life. Her family of 8 was living in a cramped and outdated apartment, so the Be the Change Foundation set out to build them a house.
It took longer than we hoped it would take, but at the same time, everything happens for a reason. I think it's perfect timing.
5 years and countless fundraisers later, the foundation secured the land, the labor, and the money to build Cadence a house in her own name.
There's so much good in the world, and people do want to help each other, and they should.
They hope to have the Fox family moved into their new house by Christmas. Cadence already knows the first thing she's going to do.
Go in all the rooms, have a dance party, have a sleepover.
And the foundation continues to raise money for sick kids in need. You can connect with them on their Facebook page, and we put that link for you on 11alive.com.
Well, hopefully you've had a chance to get out and get some fresh air this weekend, because it has been incredible with those dry, crisp conditions. Temperatures in the high country this morning down in the 50s in places like Hiawassee. Joanne Vogler posting this picture on our 11 Alive Storm Tracker Facebook page of just a little light layer of fog like they often see up there in the mountains. Of course, when the temperature cools to the dew point and you have light winds, you can get this variety of radiation fog, and that's exactly what happened this morning as temperatures dropped all the way down to that dew point. And temperatures even in Rome were in the 50s this morning. Let's take a look at some of those lows that we saw all across North Georgia this morning, with temps in Peachtree City down to 57 degrees, in Carrollton 57, Canton 57, 59 in Rome, and 52 in Blairsville. It was definitely a nice, cool start to the day, and then we warmed it up seasonally. unseasonably. We were up in the mid-80s in Atlanta, so we're at 85, 84 in Marietta, 88 in Rome, 88 in Athens, and 83 in Gainesville. Just a really nice day out there at Lake Lanier. High pressure is the reason why. High pressure keeps us nice and calm as it causes the air to sink above us and suppresses anything that tries to form. Plus, we were so dry, we didn't have much moisture to work with. All the moisture down here along this stationary boundary in southeast Georgia, right along the coast. That's where they got the showers and storms today. So you can see a little bit more moisture where you see the green and yellowish colors on the map and the blue retreating. The blue is the dry air and the green and kind of golden colors, that is representative of the moist air, and that's going to be moving back in our direction. So humidity going up a little bit day by day as we head into the next couple of days. Before tonight, it's still going to be dry enough and we're going to cool into the mid-60s. We'll have nice clear skies overnight tonight, and that means on our Tuesday, a great start to the day. Mid-60s, making it back up into the mid-80s again. Plenty of sunshine, so a 10 on our wasometer on that scale of 1 to 11, with 11 being a perfect 11 alive day. We'll be very close to it. I think some folks would say it will be a perfect day. We'll just be slightly on the warm side, but it will be another nice one with plenty of sunshine from dusk to dawn, dawn to dusk, and we'll have that one more perfect day before things start to change and we see that moisture move back in here, and we see showers and storms during the afternoon, and then it looks like we could see a pretty stormy weekend next weekend, and it depends on a few factors just how stormy it's going to get, but we know for sure there's going to be a lot more moisture in here. In fact, the dew points day by day as we head in towards the end of the week going way up into the 70s, so that is a tropical air mass for us, and that will likely fuel a lot of showers and storms. In fact, this is Wednesday. As we head through the day, we'll have that 40% chance of showers and storms, excuse me, a 30% chance. Getting into Thursday, a 40% chance. Friday, another a 50% chance, and that continues into this weekend as those chances are going to be going up day by day throughout the weekend. And by Sunday, yeah, it looks like by the afternoon and evening hours, we could have some showers and storms around, and some of those storms could be strong. Also, we're tracking the tropics. We have 2 new tropical storms that were named today, Paulette and Renee. They're in the Atlantic. We'll have more about them coming up in just about 25-30 minutes or so. So here's a look at what you can expect for tonight and tomorrow. A beautiful 24-hour period, nice and dry, lots of sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures in the mid-60s in the morning, mid-80s by the afternoon. 30% chance of rain on Wednesday, a 40% chance on our Thursday and Friday, and then a 50% chance once we get to the weekend of those showers and storms. Some of these could be strong if that strong front makes it closer to us. We'll have more on that coming up as well.
A claim making the rounds on social media says hospitals get a bonus for using ventilators and diagnosing a death as COVID-19. Is that true? We verify for you tonight.
Here's the Facebook post that's gotten the attention of Jimmy, Marilyn, David, and several others who wrote the verified team. It's been shared on Facebook more than 1,000 times. It suggests that hospitals get an extra $13,000 if they diagnose a death as COVID-19, and an additional $39,000 if they use a ventilator. We have 2 sources for this one: the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the CARES Act. First, a little background. When a Medicare patient goes to the hospital, Medicare pays set rates. But in March, President Trump signed into law the CARES Act to help address the economic fallout of COVID-19. It increased Medicare payments to hospitals by 20% for cases involving COVID-19. But they don't get extra money for a COVID death. So where do the figures 13 and 39,000 come from? Well, those are merely estimates made by several researchers who claim they made those projections based on government payments made to hospitals in previous years for similar conditions. They do not include actual Medicare payments to hospitals for COVID diagnosis. So we can verify that the government will pay more to hospitals caring for patients with COVID-19, but not because someone dies from the virus.
Flu season is here and preparations are underway with vaccine manufacturers stepping up production, while doctors say it's even more important to get your vaccine this year.
At 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
With COVID-19 on everyone's minds, doctors are reminding us that we still need to be concerned about flu season, and vaccine manufacturers are stepping up production. Meg Terrell reports.
Every year around this time, the world's biggest makers of flu shots announce how much vaccine they plan to supply for the upcoming season. This year is setting records.
This is about 15% more vaccine than we've ever produced before. Both the public and private demand for this upcoming season has been tremendous.
The four major makers of flu shots together say they plan to supply almost 200 million doses of vaccine to the U.S., up from about 170 million last season. Fewer than half of American adults and about 60% of kids typically get the flu shot each year. Now, public health officials say they plan an even greater push for vaccination this year amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
In a system where some states, some localities have their hospital systems taxed to the maximum, the last thing we want on top of that now is to have beds that could go to COVID patients be used for influenza patients.
Every year, the flu sickens between 9 million and 45 million Americans, causes at least 140,000 hospitalizations, and leads to between 12,000 and 61,000 deaths. The flu shot isn't perfect, ranging from 20 to 60% effectiveness each season, depending how well scientists predict which strains will be circulating. But the CDC says the vaccine still prevents millions of illnesses and thousands of hospitalizations and deaths from flu each year.
Influenza vaccination has also been shown to lessen the severity of illness. And so while we may get a mild case of influenza, there'll be less of the severe cases of influenza.
Meanwhile, public health officials brace for an unprecedented flu season amid a once-in-a-century pandemic.
That's another reason for getting the flu vaccine this year, is that you don't want to get COVID on top of flu or flu on top of COVID, because we don't know what the clinical manifestations will be. And we can only surmise or guess that they could be additive and it could be detrimental.
Experts say it's possible we'll see less flu cases this year because of COVID-19 related social distancing, but that all depends on all of us taking action to protect ourselves and each other. A Boys and Girls Club in one metro county is struggling to keep its doors open amid the pandemic. How they're fighting to keep serving the community. Next.
Sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your.
A place for children and teens could soon be gone. That's if the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club doesn't raise $200,000 by the end of the month. That is a tall order, especially in the middle of a pandemic. Jennifer Bellamy shows you why they're asking for help keeping the club alive.
$200,000 and a new building by October 1st. That's what the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club needs to keep its doors open into next year. Otherwise, the club faces permanent closure.
That's like my home. That's like my second home.
Students like 7th grader Zoe Taylor say that can't happen. For them, the club offers safe space for kids to learn, grow, and gain confidence.
It's an after-school program that helps young people become leaders and future leaders, get them out their situation. If it's bad, help them, encourage them to be the best selves.
For 22 years, the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club has worked to impact the lives of children ages 6 to 18 after school and during breaks. Right now, they serve about 180 young people. According to the club, 74% of their students receive free or reduced lunch, and 79% live in a single-parent household. Leaders saying those numbers don't reflect their children, but do show the need. Club board member Selena Jackson-Guinness says the closure could have a domino effect with no similar programs available for young people.
The first thing that came to my mind personally was the kids. Just like, okay, what happens now? Because we've been their support, we've been their safe haven, the tools to do all the things that they want to do. And when you remove that, imagine all the other kids that's coming behind them that would have the club as support.
Because the club is not
a building. It is something that is much more than that. It is a place where kids hang out, be themselves. Sometimes the only place where kids feel like they're wanted.
We're told the club has already raised about $50,000 so far, about a quarter of what they need. If you'd like to help out, we do have a link to the fundraising site on 11alive.com. Well, some people who live in Cobb County got a late night surprise. They reported multiple explosions and a fire coming from Georgia Power's plant, McDonough and Smyrna. The company says the working theory, equipment failure related to a transformer. Tracy A. McPeer with more on what people saw and heard.
People from miles around reported hearing explosions around 11:30 last night, and Georgia Power confirms this was a transformer fire at their plant on South Cobb Drive. These are pictures posted on Twitter overnight showing huge plumes of smoke, along with tweets stating there were as many as 4 loud explosions. People were also tweeting that it shook their homes. We also saw mention of lights flickering after the explosions. Now, this is what it looked like around 1 this morning. Georgia Power says the fire was contained within the switchyard, and the fire did not reach inside the plant structure itself. Georgia Power also tells us there are no power outages to report, and fortunately there were no injuries with the explosions or the fire.
Cracking down on drag racing, DeKalb County Police arrested these 3 men. They say blocked the northbound lanes of I-85 in DeKalb County so drivers could do burnouts and donuts on the interstate. This all happening early Saturday morning just before 2. Police tell us the drag racing caused a crash, but no one was hurt. All 3 men face charges. Atlanta police looking for a Lyft driver accused in an attack that put his passenger in the hospital. The victim's wife tells us they knew something was off with their ride, but didn't think that it would end up like this. Christy Diaz reports.
This is Bill Pavlov. The picture of his face too bloodied and bruised to share after he says his rideshare driver attacked him seemingly out of nowhere.
The Lyft driver just cold cocked him in the face, and this came out of the blue.
That's Valerie, his wife. She says she could barely understand him when they talked on the phone. She can't go see him because of COVID restrictions at the hospital. She says her husband had called a Lyft to take him to the rental car service at the airport. His car was giving him trouble, and he needed to rent a car to meet his family at the lake for the holiday weekend. But he says the Lyft driver seemed confused on where to go and started driving erratically.
Bill was like, just, go here and follow the signs. And the Lyft driver was getting more and more angered and frustrated.
Finally, Bill told him to stop, that he'd get out and walk the rest of the way. But when he went to grab his bags, he says the driver punched him in the face.
It knocked my husband to the ground, and he just started beating him up in the face. And now he has a facial fracture and has had stitches, and he looks terrible.
Now awaiting possible surgery and a response from Lyft as Atlanta police investigate the man only known on his profile as Roy.
Bill did call 911 and Lyft to report the attack. We've also reached out to Lyft for a comment. All we know about the driver so far is that he was driving a Chevy Impala and goes by Roy. Shooting at an Airbnb, Atlanta police tell us a Southeast Atlanta couple lying in bed were showered with bullets early in the morning. The shooting happened around 5 a.m. Sunday on Martin Street. A man was shot in the stomach, his wife hurt from flying debris. Investigators are still looking for the shooter tonight. The Fulton County Board of Elections is making some big changes to polling sites for November's presidential election. More than 100,000 voters will have to report to a new polling precinct. The Board of Elections says it's in an effort to avoid the issues we saw during the June primary, but some worry it will create new ones. 11 Alive's Chinu Hur explains what the changes look like and how one advocacy group is reacting.
The November 3rd general election is less than 2 months away, but before then, the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections is making changes to polling sites. The list includes 40 new voting sites, which will impact more than 120,000 voters. The board said these changes will increase the total number of polling places for the November 3rd general election and reduce the number of voters assigned to any given polling location. The changes come after major dysfunctions during the June primaries, like long waiting lines and long wait times. Fulton County Elections Chief Richard Barron said at the time they were problems caused by COVID-19.
When you have
the offices that are closed. You're managing people teleworking from homes all over the county. We ran into a lot of challenges this time.
At an election board meeting Friday morning, one member urged her peers to address any potential challenges for voters.
We also have to work to make this process not harder for voters, but easier.
The ACLU is working to eliminate voter challenges. In a statement, the ACLU of Georgia's Executive Director, Andrea Young, said in part, the ACLU of Georgia is fully committed to voter access to the ballot. Changing poll locations is only one of the many challenges facing Georgia voters. Our message, using every channel we can access, is to make a plan and vote. The Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections says it will notify impacted voters by mail.
And don't forget, early voting starts tomorrow for the special election to fill the current term of the late Congressman John Lewis. Voters in parts of Fulton, DeKalb, and Clayton counties will choose between 7 candidates: former Morehouse President Robert Franklin, former Atlanta City Councilman Kwanzaa Hall, Barrington Martin II, as well as Atlanta Minister Stephen Muhammad have all entered the race. Rounding out the field, AR Libertarian Chase Oliver, current State House Representative Abel Mabel Thomas, and former State House Rep Keisha Waits. In a recent study, the CDC found the pandemic is really taking a toll on Americans' mental health. Hallie Pilot speaks to a neurologist who has some tips if your COVID worries are keeping you up at night.
Dr. Virginia Thornley of Elite Neurology says most of her patients already had at least some level of anxiety before COVID.
But in the past couple months, it's even more elevated.
Between a lack of job security or just fearing the virus itself, Dr. Thornley says we all have a lot on our plates.
I'm spending a lot more time counseling, trying to reassure patients so that they don't stress and go into panic.
She says there are plenty of natural ways to fight our anxiety and depression, like staying informed on the pandemic.
Get that information, but don't dwell on it, because otherwise your mind will be racing. And when it races, then you lack sleep.
If you can't sleep, Dr. Thornley says get out of bed, do some light activity around your house, and then try to go back to sleep.
Don't bring your worries to bed. Otherwise, you associate your bed with anxiety and stress. The bedroom should be an area of relaxation and peace.
And yes, that means limited to no screen time.
You want to start winding down 2 hours before you go to bed.
Do something relaxing that makes you happy, like reading a book or drinking a cup of caffeine-free tea.
Patients hear this, it sounds like common sense, but it sinks in, and then the next time I see them, they feel so much better.
Dr. Thornley says focus on what you can control and try not to worry about problems that don't exist yet.
Yes, we are in the midst of a pandemic. Yes, we need to have precautions, but there's an excess, and you don't need to do that. You don't need to go there.
Can COVID-19 spread outside 6 feet? Well, according to a new infection out of China, the answer could be yes. We connect the dots on COVID-19 spread on board a passenger bus.
COVID-19 spread to people throughout a passenger bus, even though they were outside the 6-foot zone we think of when it comes to social distancing. How did it happen, and what can we learn? Let's connect the dots. New research in the Journal of American Medical Association looked at an infection in January in China. It provides further proof COVID can spread via tiny micro droplets in the air. In the case study, one passenger infected nearly 24 others. Many of them spread out all over the bus during the nearly hour-long trip. The study mapped out where the passengers sat and found many of them were spread out all over the bus outside the 3 to 6 foot zone where droplets can travel. Not only that, but the sick passenger was not yet showing symptoms like a cough, meaning they still spread the virus just by breathing the air on the bus. Two other key findings: the bus's air conditioning simply recirculated the air inside, likely contributing to the spread, and in January, in the early stages of the outbreak, people were not yet commonly wearing masks as a way to curb the spread. This study is just the latest example of how COVID-19 can spread in the air in enclosed spaces.
For more on the spread of COVID-19 in the metro area, head over to 11alive.com. We track the numbers, share the latest plans from school districts, and more. Everything you need to keep you and your family safe right there on our website. Wash your hands often and wash them well. You hear it time and time again, but how and why do the suds help to fight the virus? Our Why Guy explains after the break.
And your storm trackers on this Labor Day tracking not just one, but two tropical storms that were named today. We now have Paulette and Renee. So coming up, where these next two storms are going to be headed.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had
Labor Day has not been a holiday from the race for the White House. The president took questions from reporters at the White House while Joe Biden took a campaign trip to Pennsylvania. As NBC's Scott McFarland reports, the political battle over the military is growing.
On a day honoring America's workers, the president is fighting to keep his own job.
Thank you very much.
Touting the economy.
We are in the midst of the fastest economic recovery in U.S. history.
And defending himself against questions about a magazine report last week that he'd called U.S. service members losers and suckers.
The story is a hoax written by a guy who's got a tremendously bad history. It's a disgrace. Who would say a thing like that? Only an animal would say a thing like that.
Surrounded by military veterans and union leaders, Joe Biden appeared in Pennsylvania, criticizing the president's comments and his handling of the pandemic.
He has just sort of waved the white flag on dealing with COVID, and all he wants to do is just reopen. But the way he's reopening is causing us to shut down. Look what's happening with schools right now.
As President Trump accused Biden and running mate Kamala Harris of anti-vaccine rhetoric.
They'll say anything, and it's so dangerous for a country what they say.
The former vice president says the president is dangerously wielding the possibility of a vaccine as a political tool.
If I could get a vaccine tomorrow, I'd do it. If it cost me the election, I'd do it. We need a vaccine, and we need it now.
Both campaigns laboring for an advantage, 57 days until Election Day.
And on this Labor Day, we were busy in the tropics. It was very busy because we have two new named storms to talk about that developed today after daybreak. So we have already made it all the way through our list of names for this year on our 2020 Atlantic season list. We're all the way up to the R storm now. We only have Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred left on the list. So 4 more storms, and then we're going to have to start using the Greek alphabet. And if you may remember, we did that back in 2005, and that was the Katrina Rita year when we ran out of names and we had to start with Alpha, the first letter of the Greek alphabet. So we will see, but it is very active out there. In fact, let's show you where these storms are. Okay, there's Florida and there is Cuba. And as we zoom around here into the Atlantic and get down into really the eastern part of the Atlantic Ocean, just west of the west coast of Africa, we have those 2 new storms to talk about. The latest is Renee, and that one is near the the Cabo Verde Islands right now, bringing in some very heavy rain for them. Their winds around 40 miles per hour. It's moving to the northwest at 12 miles per hour. And then we have Paulette that formed earlier today. It's just crawling along here. It looks like it has a lot more convection with it, though, at this hour. And it also has 40 mile per hour max sustained wind. So we'll start with Paulette, that is moving here to the northwest very slowly, truly at a snail's pace. And it looks like that cone is going to take it out over well east of the Bahamas, and it doesn't look like it's going to strengthen into a hurricane. Right now, they are keeping it at tropical storm strength through the end of the week. Now, on the other hand, Renee is expected to strengthen into a Cat 1 hurricane once we get into Thursday morning, but it appears to be moving in that same general direction and possibly curving out over open water. We'll hope that that happens, but we're still so many days out. Anything can happen at this point, and we have a very active pattern in the week ahead for us, in the weekend ahead for us. And if these storms get close enough, some of that moisture could get pulled into the southeast U.S. So we'll have to watch for that. But right now, still too many days off to have any really good feel for that. Both of these spaghetti models taking it in that general west-northwest direction here over the waters of the Atlantic. So we'll continue to track this all week long. It's going to be a while on these. And then we have our latest system here that has a chance of developing off of the Carolina coastline as we head into the end of the week. It looks like now that chance has gone up to 40%, so I need to go ahead and update that. But we are in a very active period as we approach September 10th, so that's just 3 days away. That is always the peak of the season. So basically we're in the peak of the season, but this is when we see the most hurricanes and tropical storms occur right here in the middle of September. So we're really just getting to halfway through the season. So we still have a lot of action ahead of us. Of course, the season begins on June 1st and ends November 30th, but keep in mind we can have a hurricane any time of year. It doesn't have to be in the summertime. We've even had them in January, believe it or not. So another dry day ahead. We'll have rain chances returning by the middle of the week and showers and storms into this weekend. That's why I meant it's going to be an active pattern around here. As we head into our Monday, it's going to be dry. Come Tuesday, it stays fairly dry. We may see some showers on the south side in South Georgia, and then getting into Wednesday, that spreads further north. Thursday, looks like we could have some widespread showers and storms as well as into our Friday, and then into the weekend we go, and it looks very busy as well on our Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday. So it looks like once we get through tomorrow, it is going to be an active pattern as we head into the next 7 days. So enjoy your last almost perfect day on Tuesday. We'll have a 30% chance of showers and storms on Wednesday, mainly during the afternoon and evening. 40% chance Thursday, Friday, 50% chance Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday of next week. But this nice, dry, crisp weather was great while it lasted.
By now, the coronavirus pandemic has taught you everything you need to know about washing your hands, or so we thought. Our Why Guy explores why soap is so effective when it comes to ridding our bodies of bacteria and viruses.
It's a match made in hygiene heaven. You might think of them as enemies, but there's a powerful attraction between viruses and soap. Of course, that attraction never ends well for the nastiness that's trying to make us sick, but it does help us explain why soap helps fight illness. Soap is made from fats and oils known as lipids. Lipids are attracted to other fatty, oily lipids.
A lot of things have oil in them, even dirt and other grime and grease. If you try to just rinse away something oily, you can never get that off your hands. You have to put some soap with it.
Guess what else has fat and oil? Viruses and bacteria. The coronavirus has an outer layer made from lipids. Because of that, soap bubbles are attracted to the virus, but the relationship sours quickly. Dr. Trina von Waldner of the University of Georgia's College of Pharmacy tells us the bubbles trap viruses.
It pulls it into that bubble. That perfect circle captures debris, dirt, germs, whatever's on your skin surface.
Another part of the soap bubble is attracted to water, so when you rinse, the bubble hitches a ride and takes the trapped virus down the sink. Soap can even work to destroy the outer layer of a virus and kill it. By the way, you don't have to use hot water. Water's role is to wash the soap and grime away. You can't get it hot enough to kill a virus because it would burn you. Keep the water at a temperature you find comfortable.
And more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear.
Instead of throwing a retirement party for herself, a former Cobb County teacher spent the day celebrating her support system. Coach Mamie Pruitt calling it a drive-by thank you celebration. Pruitt started with the Cobb County School District back in 1981 as a physical education specialist. She says her neighbors in Marietta have really supported and encouraged her throughout her 40 years of teaching. Pruitt says this was just a small way to show her appreciation. How about that? Using your special day to celebrate other people. Hey, well, thanks for joining us here at 9 o'clock. We'll see you on Up Late at 11 on our sister station, 11 Alive. More news and weather coming up next here on the ATL. Stick around.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during
11 Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
Tonight at 10, the lone survivor of a triple shooting that left his mother and sister dead is sharing his story.
And you have less than a month to register to vote for the November election. Tonight, we're breaking down all the ways you can make sure your vote counts. But first at 10 tonight, on this Labor Day evening, a family shattered by violence. A young woman's boyfriend now charged with killing her and her mother and with shooting and wounding her brother.
Her brother tells John Sherrick his sister was trying to get away from her boyfriend when he opened fire. John joins us with the story from Dunwoody with the brother's eyewitness description.
A mother trying to protect her children with her life.
She wasn't kidding when she said she'd die for her children.
Sunday night, Danielle Sims used her body as a shield, trying to save her 22-year-old daughter, Crystal Williams, and 18-year-old son, Malachi Williams. That's what Malachi told me on the phone. He said his sister, Crystal, was arguing with her live-in boyfriend, 23-year-old Justin Dion Turner, and she was trying to get away from him to go home with her mother. And as Crystal and the family were driving out of the apartment complex, Malachi said Turner blocked them with his car.
And out of nowhere, Justin cuts us off and comes out with a gun. And he pulls Crystal out at gunpoint. My mom gets outside. My mom is over her, using herself as a shield for my sister. And he was point blank, like he was right there, and he just shot. Boom, 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 and then all of a sudden, I guess he just pointed it at me. He just wanted me dead. I don't know how he missed.
Malachi was wounded. Turner drove away. Dunwoody police arrested Turner Monday. Jail records show Turner was arrested this past April, charged with aggravated assault against a police officer, and was released a few days later. No indication yet what the status of that case is. Malachi Williams speaks of how his sister Crystal had tried to get away from Turner before and could not. He described her as the family's light.
My sister was the funny one. She was just the life of everything. I'm angry and sad. I've never felt that type of combo before. And it's immense anger and sadness. I'll never forgive him ever in my life.
The election is fast approaching, and in case you didn't realize it, you have less than a month to register. The deadline to register to vote is in October. It's October 5th. And if we can do the math here, Aisha, that's about 28 days away.
New tonight at 10, Hope Ford breaks down all the ways you can make sure your vote is counted.
In Georgia, you can register 3 ways: online, in person, or by mail. You cannot, I repeat, cannot register to vote and cast your ballot on the same day. And you will need a photo ID to vote. If you're voting by mail, you have until October 30th to register. Just think of it as the day before Halloween. You can vote by mail without an excuse, and you can vote by mail without a notary or witness. Now, to make sure the vote counts, it must be postmarked by Tuesday, November 3rd and received by Friday, November 6th. If you're casting an absentee ballot, it's recommended to request it immediately and mail it in without delay. And for all ballots, follow the directions. If it says use blue or black ink, use blue or black ink. And in Georgia, an absentee ballot return envelope will have an oath you need to sign. The signature on the oath will be compared with the signature used on the absentee ballot application. So keep your signature the same. And finally, if you're voting in person, you have 3 weeks from October 12th to October 30th.
And you want to double check everything. Double check addresses, double check your polling location, and make sure that you double check your voting status. In Georgia, you can do that online, and we have all the information posted. That's on our website, 11alive.com. Now, just a reminder that early voting begins tomorrow for the special election to fill the remainder of the late John Lewis's term in Congress. Election day is now September 29th. Remember, this is only for voters in the 5th Congressional District. There are 7 candidates. And again, we have more about them. You can learn about each and every one of them on 11alive.com.
President Trump boasting about economic recovery during a press conference outside the White House today. The president calling the number of new jobs a record.
And we're rebounding much more quickly from the pandemic. The U.S. economy added 1.4 million jobs last month. We've added a record-setting 10.6 million jobs since May.
Businesses continue to reopen and rehire some laid-off employees, but recovery is far from complete. Friday, the Labor Department said the U.S. economy has only recovered half the 22 million jobs lost during the pandemic. Now to the latest on COVID-19 here in Georgia. Positive cases plunged to 608 today and 7 additional new deaths reported. Sounds, better than what we've been hearing, but these numbers do not mean we've suddenly conquered the virus. Remember, we typically see lower numbers on Mondays, and the data is likely even lower due to the holiday weekend. Another reason is testing. It takes a few days before we get results, and the number of tests being administered continues to be extremely low. Hospitalizations are also down, but we still have more people currently being treated for COVID than we did right before July 4th.
The concern for state officials is Labor Day weekend could lead to a surge in cases if many people haven't been social distancing and wearing a mask or avoiding large gatherings. Joe Hankey has more on how the recent holiday weekends have impacted the state of Georgia.
Health officials warned people ahead of Memorial Day and the 4th of July to wear a mask and social distance. Despite those warnings, though, in the weeks following each holiday, new COVID-19 cases spiked. We heard the same warnings last week, and we'll now have to wait and see if a similar post-Labor Day spike in cases happens. Today on the Beltline, people were out running and walking with a few masks in sight. At Sweetwater Creek State Park, no large crowds as families spread out and enjoyed the holiday. On Lake Lanier Sunday, estimates are at least 3,000 boats joined the Great American Boat Parade, which featured many President Trump flags. Georgia DNR reporting the boats were spread out, but few people wore masks. In this past weekend, high school football returned. At some schools, masks and social distancing were hard to find.
I just want to make sure that we're not doing this roller coaster repeatedly.
Dr. Amber Schmidtke, infectious disease professor at Mercer University, says there is some good news lately, but it was after Memorial Day when COVID-19 cases started to surge this summer.
People started to come out of their shell, so to speak, and think that life was okay again and you could go back to normal.
Governor Brian Kemp on Twitter last week mentioned a surge in cases after Memorial Day and the 4th of July, as he stressed the need for caution this holiday. In the week leading up to Memorial Day, state health numbers show there was an average of 734 new COVID-19 cases per day. That number then trended upward and more than tripled to an average of 2,458 new cases reported per day in the week before Independence Day. The average cases per day kept increasing for weeks until more recently trending downward. But last week there was still an average of 2,051 new cases per day. Dr. Henry Wu, who oversees Emory Hospital's Travelwell Center, says now is still not the right time to gather in large groups.
The COVID epidemic to me is like a wildfire. If the conditions are right, it can flare up even when you thought you had it under control.
There could be hope for COVID patients who suffered lung or heart damage. A new study suggests damage can improve over time. Austrian researchers examined 86 COVID-19 patients. 6 weeks after leaving the hospital, nearly 90% had lung damage. At 12 weeks, damage was reduced by more than half. Heart damage also improved with time.
A claim making the rounds on social media says that hospitals get a bonus for using ventilators and diagnosing death as COVID-19. Is that true? We verify for you tonight.
Here's the Facebook post that's gotten the attention of Jimmy, Marilyn, David, and several others who wrote the verified team. It's been shared on Facebook more than 1,000 times. It suggests that hospitals get an extra $13,000 if they diagnose a death as COVID-19, and an additional $39,000 if they use a ventilator. We have two sources for this one: the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the CARES Act. First, a little background. When a Medicare patient goes to the hospital, Medicare pays set rates. But in March, President Trump signed into law the CARES Act to help address the economic fallout of COVID-19. It increased Medicare payments to hospitals by 20% for cases involving COVID-19. But they don't get extra money for a COVID death. So where do the figures 13 and 39,000 come from? Well, those are merely estimates made by several researchers who claim they made those projections based on government payments made to hospitals in previous years for similar conditions. They do not include actual Medicare payments to hospitals for COVID diagnosis. So we can verify that the government will pay more to hospitals caring for patients with COVID-19, but not because someone dies from the virus.
Coming up, technology that helps reunite pets with their owners. We're going to show you how it works next.
Well, your 11 Alive storm trackers have been watching that drier air the last couple of days. That's been moving in, but now it's on retreat, and the humidity will be on the rise. So coming up, when you can expect the return of those showers and storms.
Vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
The American Human Association estimates that 10 million dogs and cats are lost in the U.S. every year.
That is a lot. Lifeline Animal Project's a group that's been working to end euthanasia of animals for the last 2 decades. And now they are turning to technology to reunite lost pets with their owners. Here's 11 Alive's Brittany Klein-Peter with an important story. She shares more.
If your pet ran away, would you know what to do?
Think of it like Google image search, but for lost and found pets. That's how Lifeline Animal Project describes the new facial recognition technology that they're launching in Atlanta.
It'll say, upload a picture of your lost dog, and you do that, and then the computer goes to work.
The nonprofit is partnering with Finding Rover to essentially create a database for all stray dogs and cats within a 200-mile radius of Fulton County.
Our system will scan all local shelters and show you matches that resemble your pet.
Using the website or mobile application, a user can upload a picture of any found or lost pet, and the free service will provide the top 10 closest matches to the photo.
It matches our shelter facility animals and matches anybody the public has uploaded. You know, if you find a little guy, even if you can just snap a picture of him in your neighborhood and upload him and say this dog is in the vicinity.
Lifeline Animal Project is the first shelter to use the technology in Atlanta and say they believe it will change the way owners and pets are reunited.
We have heard that some other shelters have been really successful in increasing the return to owner rates using every technology they can.
And that's not the only strides in technology that the shelter is making. They recently launched a text messaging service where anyone who has a lost pet or finds a pet can text 1-833-ATL-PETS to contact a shelter representative directly.
Well, we got to enjoy a sunny Labor Day weekend with some slightly cooler temperatures. Sam, a lot of people talking on social media about the unofficial end to summer, and so they're thinking cooler temperatures and sweater weather are coming, but it's Georgia.
It is. I know this is a temporary fix, but what perfect timing over Labor Day weekend. I really think it was nice to have that dry start to the day and those coolish temperatures. We did have a lot of development, though, within the last 24 hours in the tropics. We now have 2 new named tropical storms, Paulette and Renee, and they're in the Atlantic, and they're heading to the northwest. So let's talk about where they are going and who they could impact. So this is what we're looking at in terms of where it's located. Okay, so the first one, Paulette, is there more in the center of your screen, and Renee is right there along the coast of Africa. It just came off the coast within the past 24 hours, and now it's over the Cabo Verde Islands, bringing in some very heavy rain there. And also Paulette is ahead of it and moving at a snail's pace to the northwest at 3 miles per hour. It's about 1,300 miles or so east of the Leeward Islands, and it's expected to move to the northwest at that very slow pace the next few days and through the end of the week. And it's not expected at this point to strengthen into a hurricane. It should stay a tropical storm if this modeling is correct. We'll have to watch it carefully, though, as it heads in the general direction of the Bahamas and into the southeast. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Paulette. And then here is Renee. It's a little bit moving a little bit more quickly to the northwest. northwest at 12 miles per hour, kind of a more normal pace at this point, and it is expected to become a hurricane sometime early on Thursday morning. So we'll watch it carefully as well. Right now it looks like it's following a similar track, perhaps a little bit more towards open waters. We'll keep our fingers crossed on that. And then closer to home, we have a system that is expected to strengthen, and it's kind of meandering towards the Carolina coast. So we'll have to watch this one for the weekend. Right now, the National Hurricane Center has raised the chances of it developing into our next tropical depression up to 40% in the next 5 days. So that could be next weekend on the Carolina coast. But let's linger in the present, where temperatures were so crisp and cool this morning. In Blairsville, 52 degrees earlier today, 59 in Rome, 57 in Carrollton and Peachtree City, 58 in LaGrange, and 66 in Atlanta. So we're looking at those high temperatures that were right about where they should be this time of year. In Atlanta, 85, that was smack dab on where we should be, 88 in Athens and 88 in Rome. So this is what we're looking at in terms of our weather pattern. All the storms have been off our coastline. High pressure has been our dominant weather feature, and we've had that nice dry air filtering in. But we're starting to see a little moisture seep in here from the south. The yellow and greenish colors, that's moister air. This is dry air. Dry air is retreating, and the humidity is expected to rise as we head into the next 24 to 36 hours. So the next 12 hours, we're going to clear it out around here. It'll be nice, and I shouldn't say clear it out. It's already clear. It's going to stay dry, and those temperatures are going to drop into the mid-60s. We'll be in the mid-80s by tomorrow, so a 10 on your wasometer for your Tuesday. Temperatures getting back up around 86 degrees, 85 or 86 by the middle of the afternoon, and plenty of sunshine once again. So one more nearly perfect day. It'll be a drier pattern till the middle of the week, and then next weekend doesn't look as nice. In fact, that rain starts coming in on our Wednesday. We'll have that 30% chance, 40% chance on our Thursday and Friday. So pretty active for the end of the week and into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we could see some strong showers and thunderstorms, and that pattern could continue even into Monday of next week. So enjoy your one last nearly perfect day tomorrow. Well, let's just call it perfect. I think it'll be beautiful. 86 degrees for a high temperature after a cool start to the day. 30% chance Wednesday, 40% chance Thursday and Friday, and then a 50% chance as we head into next weekend and into the beginning of next week. So here is your weather wow for the day. Yeah, this is Joanne Vogler in Hiawassee. See that little thin layer of fog over the mountains? Absolutely beautiful on this very cool, crisp day. They were down in the 50s this morning, so what a way to start Labor Day there in the North Georgia mountains. We want to see your weather wow moments as well, and the easiest way to share them is on the 11 Alive Storm Tracker Facebook page. You can request to join the group right now. Just go to 11 Alive Storm Trackers on Facebook.
All right, with no preseason games, how are the Falcons getting ready for Sunday's game against the Seahawks? Dan Quinn has the answer coming up next in sports.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers.
Sports on this Monday night, a huge roster shakeup for Atlanta United. The club announcing that Pity Martinez has been transferred to a Saudi Arabian club for an undisclosed fee. Martinez, 2019 MLS All-Star, an important piece of the 2019 team, which lifted 2 trophies. Afternoon game for the Braves, taking on the Marlins. Second inning, Braves got going thanks to Freddie Freeman. Hot bat these days. He knocks one through the gap, brings in 2 runs. Then bottom of the 9th, Braves need a run, and it's Adam Duvall delivering, but the Marlins got the win in extra innings. 5-4 the final. Give it to the Marlins. Speaking of the final, at Eastlake, Dustin Johnson, your 2020 Tour champion, final round 68. And he finishes off a 3-shot victory. He is going home $15 million richer with his first career FedEx Cup. Might not feel like it, but it is game week for the Falcons. They take on the Seahawks on Sunday. So how do you get ready for a team when you don't have any tape from preseason games? You got to dig into the archives.
You just basically have to go back to, to seasons past and to get, some familiarity, from a scheme-wise, in terms of your preparation. As far as looking, at other games, you really rely on last season's ones, and then you'll have to adjust in the game, when things are changing, and that'll be a big part of, I think, the first couple weeks.
We will take a break. We're back right after this.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
As we get back into the swing of things after a glorious holiday weekend. Lots of sunshine on our Tuesday. No need for the umbrella yet. We'll start out nice and cool. We'll be in the mid-60s to start, 50s in some of our mountain towns. And then by the afternoon, we should be in the mid-80s. So sunny all day long. Clouds roll in on Wednesday, and we have a chance for showers and storms, about a 30% chance, 40% chance Thursday and Friday. And it looks like it could be a pretty active weekend this coming weekend.
All right, Sam. Well, thank you all for watching 11 Alive Prime Time. Up late on 11 Alive starts in about 30 minutes.
Remember, the news continues all the time online, 11alive.com. Have a good evening, everybody.
Going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.